I'm working on a little Halloween project. The theme is creatures of the river, and I want to make something that works both as a costume but also as an outfit. I'm working on a sailor look for my boyfriend, and we're both working on a mermaid look for me. Right now I'm on my way to the fabric store because I need to buy some interfacing because the sailor hat that I made was too tight and I need to fix the pattern and remake it before Halloween. And by the way, if you live in Paris and you don't know this place, it's called Nurserie de Charonne, and it's a really cool place. Like, it's really affordable, they have almost everything, and the woman that works there is really passionate and she always gives the best advice, so I really recommend it. So I'm just going to find the pattern that I used. This pattern from Jody Arthur in French. I'll link it below. The sailor hat that I already did is a bit too tight, and I want this to be truly wearable and not something you wear just for your Halloween costume. But the pattern is great if your fabric isn't too thick, because mine is, and so it's tight. But other than that, the pattern is good. So I think I'm gonna add like a centimeter all around. And while I do this, I would like to tell you more about the inspiration of the look. When we started thinking about the theme, I didn't want to go too literal. I didn't want a sparkly mermaid, but more of a darker one. I wanted her to look like she could have been pulled out of the river. I'll show you the inspiration board for this look. And for the sailor, I wanted him to have some details of the mermaid. The accessories have bits from her, like chains, pearls. You will understand later when I say this, but the color that I made for the sailor was kind of dripping at the bottom. For the materials, we mostly used what we already had: chains, beads, fabric. I rediscovered some beads that I had forgotten I had, and I combined elements that I gathered throughout time. I loved that feeling of previous project elements coming together to make another project. We also bought some elements, especially for the mermaid look. We chose some beautiful blue pearls. For this project I have a black wool fabric, and it's quite thick. It doesn't really hold its shape, so I'm gonna use interfacing. That's the interfacing that I bought earlier. Now I have to cut the fabric, and I have to tell you about my boyfriend. So he really got into chainmail recently. So he's doing a lot of jewelry, and he used his new talent to make my mermaid outfit. So the necklace that you see here, he actually made ring by ring, and it was his first piece. I'm super proud of him because it really didn't look easy from the start, but he really dove into it and he made this beautiful chain. He also added another one at the center front. He also made it from scratch. Then he assembled the rest of the top. Once we figured out the structure, it was actually much easier to connect all the chains and the beads. I don't have a tutorial for this because it was quite instinctive. I guess you could achieve a similar look with just some chains, rings and pliers. I did the bottom part of this look. I don't know how to do chainmail. I used a big chain at the waist with a large ring to do the base, and then I added all of the chains on this big chain. I thought the way they layered in the back looked like scales, so it was on theme. Now that I've cut my pieces, I'm gonna start assembling the top part. So Jody Arthur recommended sewing 2 panels of 3 parts together and then assembling the 2 halves. It worked really well last time, so I'm gonna do that again. I think what also changed the size of the hat was that I added a lining and he didn't. And my lining is made out of the same fabric, so it's quite thick. So I think also that's why my hat was too tight. But I thought it would make the hat more durable, so I'm keeping that idea. And when I'm gonna be done with the 2 tops, well, the lining and the main fabric, I'm just gonna sandwich the brim between the 2 layers, leaving a small opening so I can close it later. And I'm also doing a little stitch at the top of the head here, between the lining and the shell, so the lining stays in place. So I'm gonna do a little stitch here and then close the opening by hand. I'm done with the base and it fits way better than the previous one. Okay, so now I just have to customize it. I will be adding some safety pins and some chains. I didn't want to put eyelets on this one because I like the plain black look, and if I ever get bored of it, I want to be able to remove the safety pins or rearrange them. So that's what I'm gonna do now. So for the rest of the sailor look, I'm using a pair of shorts that I made. I'll show them to you in another video, but for now I will show you the color that I made. I used this really soft linen viscose fabric, and I made a toile before, so I knew the fit was right. It actually took me quite a few tries to get it perfect. The pattern is available for free on my website. I'll link it down below. It's a really simple piece, so I cut my fabric and I added this vintage lace trim to give the color that one unique look. I sewed the 2 layers right side together, left an opening, and hand stitched it closed afterward. Then I added eyelets along the bottom to give it some marine details, and also because it looked a bit too plain, I added a few little dangling pieces so it would look like it was dripping, like I was telling you earlier. I also added a chain at the front because again it was a bit too plain at the front. And with that, the sailor look was complete. Okay, so that's it. Our river creatures are complete. I love how this project brought together everything that we love doing: sewing, styling, experimenting, reusing jewelry. I also love how you can keep wearing these accessories in the everyday life, because this I can wear with that actually. I think it looks cool. Like, it looks like a normal outfit, but it also looks good as a Halloween outfit. Also the bottom part of the siren look, I already put on some pants and it looks really nice. It's like a belt, but like a really fancy belt. So it's quite easy to style also. Thank you so much for watching and being part of this creative journey with us. I'll see you in the next video where I'll show you the shorts. Until then, keep creating. Bye!